Lizzy Mays. I am a lecturer 3 at the University of Michigan, teaching for the biomedical engineering department. Well, as a lecturer 3, it is a 90% teaching and 10% service appointment. So no formal research appointment, but I'm kind of dipping my toes into EER a little bit. The classes that I teach, there's 2 classes per semester. One is senior design. So that's like my favorite, my most important one. And then either junior design or sophomore level labs. So those are kind of the classes I teach, 2 classes a semester, and a teaching focused appointment at U of M. I have been here since fall of 2021. So I've completed my full 2nd year working here, and I'm about to start my 3rd year. What I like most about working at U of M, I think part of it is that I was an alumni. So I went to U of M for my undergrad. I did a 1-year master's also at U of M. And then I did my PhD at Wayne State, and then a 1-year engineering education postdoc at MSU, and have finally circled back to U of M. And I think the most fun part is like kind of coming back and being able to fix things or do what I would have wanted as an undergrad. So that's kind of the fun part, coming back. Yeah, so it's really fun. Sometimes I can be like, I sat at that desk, or I was in this room and I used this equipment. So that's kind of more of a lighthearted, funny way to connect. But more seriously, I try to allow myself to be vulnerable in a way. Like, I was a student here. I wasn't the best student, but I was in your shoes, and these are the things that I would have wanted. These are the things that would have helped me. These are the questions that I wanted to ask, but didn't want to, because I didn't want to, like, I don't know, show that I didn't know all the answers, that I wasn't perfect. So I guess just having that vulnerability of like, I am not perfect. I am a fallible being that, doesn't always have the answers. And that their answers can be just as good as my answers sometimes. Sometimes they need the guidance, but like kind of making that a respectful two-way learning street is kind of how I work to connect with the students. Like, their observations are important. Their learning is important. And there's no dumb questions, just ask your questions and I'll do my best to answer. So one of the things that I use, so thinking about sophomore level labs versus junior design versus senior design, I kind of have 3 different levels to work with. And I will say I've had experience with this kind of leveling during my time at Wayne State, because I was a GSI for senior, like all of the designs. So I kind of got mentorship in how to treat freshmen through seniors. But for what I do in my classes, I use a lot of reflection style questions where I'm getting them to observe things, like you shake a 15 mil conical tube with your solution in it. What happened? What are you observing? What do you think is going to occur from that? And so I guess the reflection questions have a high expectation of, like, hypothetically, they're the most observant student ever. They've observed that it becomes foamy or that the color changes, and like they've got it. If their observations are a little bit less, like it became bubbly, then I can sort of push back a little bit and say, what else do you observe? What could this mean? So then the students kind of are defining for themselves, like, okay, I've observed this, I figured it out, I think that this is the reason why, and these are the implications, and then I can confirm it, like, yes, that good job, that was the observation that I was looking for. Sometimes they surprise me and I'm like, that makes a lot of sense, I bet you're right. Whereas then other times, then I know to and this is for in-person labs, specifically in-person labs. I walk around the labs at certain times and check in on their reflection questions. So then I can take, 10 to 15 seconds with some students, or maybe I spend another couple of minutes with others, and then I can sort of adjust. For things like senior design, it's more about the group interaction. If I have time, I try to have my GSIs run through the Canvas course too, to is there anything confusing, anything that I missed? Using the accessibility checker. At MSU, it was D2L, here it's Canvas, and I think Canvas has a similar function. But so then for online, a lot of it is the Canvas site set up to be streamlined, easy to follow along? You have checkpoints, you have muddiest points, some reflection questions, really again focusing on their experience. It does get a little taxing on my end. I've started delegating more tasks to my GSIs and IAs, like my lecture recording. I've given up on being able to immediately run back to my office and edit it. So now I delegate that to GSIs if if that's within their time. I'm always respectful of their 20 hours a week, that's their time. But learning to delegate where I can, making sure that my teaching team is all on the same page, and that way we are a cohesive team to then help the students. Yeah, so I had hoped, I started the process of having a research question revolving around teamwork and teamwork skills, and how team expectation charters and having communication throughout the semester could be helpful for having more inclusive classrooms, having more sense of belonging. Now, I did not get around to actually submitting a full paper on it because, as you've pointed out, I'm very busy doing all the little things that I just described to help the student experience. So maybe once I streamline the rest of those activities, those teaching modalities, then maybe I can return to the teamwork, the sense of belonging, the inclusivity. Also a little bit of gamification. I still remember my postdoc at MSU. It was very fun, very entertaining. But I guess the overall underlying current behind the gamification, the teamwork, the sense of belonging is helping students feel welcome and reducing that cognitive load of, do I belong here? Should I even be here? And can I even do this? If you can reduce that cognitive load, then they'll be more engaged. Their teaming experience will hopefully improve. Not just accepting that, oh, if I just get through this semester with this team and accept the whatever fate occurs. If we can get past the, I'm just going to shut down and survive, and turn it into more, I belong here and thrive. That's kind of the undercurrent. And teaming is my current focus.